In a move that sent shockwaves through global markets, China announced a ban on exporting critical minerals, gallium, germanium, and antimony, to the United States. The ban, which took effect immediately, is widely seen as a retaliatory measure against the U.S.'s ongoing crackdown on China's tech sector. This escalation marks a new chapter in the U.S.-China trade war, with potentially far-reaching consequences for both nations and the global economy. The ban underscores China's dominance in these critical minerals, highlighting the U.S.'s vulnerability and dependence on its economic rival. The timing of the ban is particularly noteworthy, coming just days after the U.S. imposed stricter export controls on advanced semiconductors to China. These controls, the Biden administration argues, are necessary to protect national security and prevent China from using U.S. technology for military purposes. However, China views these measures as attempts to stifle its technological rise and maintain U.S. hegemony. The ban on critical minerals is a clear signal that China is willing to use its leverage over key resources to protect its interests and hit back at the U.S. The U.S. government was quick to condemn the ban, calling it economic coercion and a violation of international trade rules. The White House has vowed to work with allies to address the situation and ensure the stability of global supply chains. However, finding alternative sources for these critical minerals will be a significant challenge for the U.S. China currently accounts for a lion's share of global production, and developing domestic sources or securing supplies from other countries will take time, investment, and international cooperation. The ban has already sent ripples through the tech industry, with companies scrambling to assess their exposure and find alternative suppliers. The long-term impact, however, remains uncertain. Some analysts believe that the ban could accelerate the decoupling of the US and Chinese economies, leading to a more fragmented global tech landscape. Others argue that the two countries will eventually find a way to de-escalate tensions and reach a new trade equilibrium. What is clear is that the battle for technological supremacy is intensifying, and critical minerals have become the latest battleground in this high-stakes contest. The minerals at the heart of this trade dispute, while relatively obscure, are far from insignificant. Gallium, germanium, and antimony are essential components in a wide range of high-tech and military applications, making them crucial to both economic competitiveness and national security. Their importance stems from their unique chemical and physical properties, which make them indispensable in everything from smartphones and electric vehicles to missile guidance systems and night vision goggles. Gallium, for instance, is a key ingredient in gallium nitride, GaN, a semiconductor material that is rapidly gaining traction in 5G technology, electric vehicles, and renewable energy systems. Its ability to operate at higher voltages and temperatures than traditional silicon makes it ideal for these power-hungry applications. Germanium, with its exceptional electron mobility, plays a critical role in fiber optic cables, infrared optics, and solar cells. It is also used in high-speed transistors and integrated circuits, essential components in computers and other electronic devices. Antimony, often overlooked but equally important, finds its niche in flame retardants, alloys, and ammunition. It is also used in the production of lead-acid batteries, which power everything from cars to backup power systems. Furthermore, antimony is crucial in the manufacturing of infrared detectors and diodes, technologies with applications in military targeting systems, thermal imaging, and environmental monitoring. The strategic significance of these minerals is underscored by their designation as critical minerals by the U.S. government. This designation highlights their importance to the U.S. economy and national security, as well as the risks associated with supply chain disruptions. China's dominance in the production and refining of these minerals has long been a concern for U.S. policymakers, and the recent ban has brought this vulnerability into sharp focus. As the trade war escalates, the focus on securing alternative sources and developing new technologies to reduce dependency on Chinese minerals has intensified. International trade negotiations and investments in rare mineral mining in other countries are now seen as critical steps to ensure a stable supply chain and maintain technological and military superiority. The immediate impact of China's ban on critical mineral exports to the U.S. has been felt in the surging prices of these materials. The global supply chains for these minerals, already strained by geopolitical tensions and the COVID-19 pandemic, are now facing unprecedented pressure. This has led to price spikes, with some estimates suggesting that the cost of gallium, germanium, and antimony could increase by as much as 300% in the coming months. The economic fallout, however, extends far beyond rising prices. The US is heavily reliant on China for these critical minerals, and the ban has exposed the fragility of this dependence. While the US does have some domestic reserves of germanium and antimony, extracting and processing these minerals is costly and time-consuming. Moreover, the US lacks any significant domestic production capacity for gallium, making it entirely reliant on imports. The strategic implications are even more profound. The US military relies heavily on these minerals for a wide range of advanced technologies, from secure communications and navigation systems to precision-guided munitions and night vision equipment. Disruptions to the supply of these minerals could hamper the US's ability to equip its armed forces and maintain its technological edge over adversaries. The ban has also highlighted the vulnerability of US companies that rely on these minerals for their products. Major tech companies, defense contractors, and renewable energy companies are all facing potential disruptions to their supply chains. This has led to calls for greater diversification of supply sources and increased investment in domestic production and recycling. The long-term consequences of this trade dispute, however, will depend on the responses of both the US and China, as well as the actions of other key players in the global market for critical minerals. As the US seeks to mitigate its vulnerability, it is exploring strategic reserves, new mining projects, and international partnerships to secure a stable supply of these essential minerals. The push for renewable energy and technological innovation further underscores the need for a reliable supply of critical minerals, making this issue a top priority for policymakers and industry leaders alike. The US government is currently exploring a range of options to mitigate the impact of China's critical mineral ban. These include increasing domestic mining, fostering international partnerships to secure alternative sources, and promoting research and development into substitutes and recycling technologies. However, each of these options presents its own set of challenges and uncertainties. Boosting domestic mining faces significant hurdles, including environmental regulations, permitting delays, and community opposition. Moreover, developing new mines and processing facilities requires substantial time and investment, which may not provide immediate relief. International partnerships, while promising, are not without their complexities. Experts emphasize the need for a comprehensive and multifaceted approach. John Cherry, CEO of Perpetua Resources, stresses the importance of securing American mineral sources to reduce reliance on China. He argues that the US needs to streamline its permitting processes and invest in domestic mining to ensure a reliable supply of critical minerals. Todd Mallon, Chief External Affairs Officer at Talon Metals, echoes this sentiment, stating that the US must learn from its over-reliance on China and take decisive action to secure its critical mineral supply chains. The ban has also sparked a broader debate about the future of globalization and the vulnerability of interconnected supply chains. Some experts believe that this event could accelerate the trend towards regionalization and reshoring, with countries seeking to reduce their dependence on any single supplier, particularly one perceived as a geopolitical rival. Others argue that the global economy is too intertwined to unwind, and that cooperation, rather than confrontation, is the only viable path forward. As the US grapples with the immediate fallout of China's critical mineral ban, it must also consider the long-term implications for its economic competitiveness and national security. The era of unfettered globalization may be waning, and the US must adapt to this new reality by diversifying its supply chains, investing in domestic innovation, and forging stronger alliances with like-minded nations. The stakes are high, and the outcome of this geopolitical chess match will have far-reaching consequences for the global balance of power in the 21st century. As the US navigates these turbulent waters, it must remain vigilant and proactive in its policy planning and strategic decisions. Innovation and forward-thinking will be key to overcoming these challenges and securing a stable and prosperous future. Ultimately, the path forward will require not just national efforts but also international cooperation and shared goals.